shall be known by the company we keep.
Hi there, my name is Tercy Engelhardt, and I want to welcome you to the Unreasonably Grateful podcast, Living in Grace by Choice. So thank you for being here. Grateful to have you be a part of my journey, and I look forward to being a part of your journey as well. So however you got here, trust that. And if somebody invited you, thank them. Let them know you appreciate it. And how I recommend that you listen is you simply listen for where you are in your life right now, for a hint or a clue as to what might help you take your next step. So I don't have your answers. I believe you do. However, sometimes we'll hear something that will give us an insight or a little nudge that'll help us move on to whatever is next for us in this journey. And I believe we are on a journey together, learning how to love more deeply, more fully, to let go of whatever's in the way of that, and to create a great life, a life you love and a life you enjoy. So, if you want to do an individual session, I offer those on Tuesdays. I can always adjust my schedule if that doesn't work for you. That's just kind of what works for me, and you can reach out to me. But it's a really great opportunity to get to know you, to see you one-on-one, and just to listen and reflect back to you what I hear. And usually what I hear is a whole lot better than what you hear. So it's great. Okay. So this particular episode is called Life is Full of Adjustments. And I'm going to give you a couple of stories that point to what I'm talking about, and then share with you some of the thoughts or insights or ideas that I've gleaned in my 39 years of recovery from dealing with sexual abuse as a teenager and then living an addictive lifestyle, struggling and dealing with an eating disorder from when I was 16 to 36. And this is now my 39th year of recovery, and I'm grateful for every single day. Okay, so adjustments. So you guys know I'm a baseball fan, happen to be a Dodgers fan. And partly because my grandson is a Dodgers fan, lives in Los Angeles. And so, I watch all the games, and I love elite athletes. I was an athlete most of my life, my young life. And I love watching people push themselves beyond what they believe is possible. And it's so inspiring to me. And right now, with the world and the news and all the information and misinformation, for me, baseball is a really great, healthy distraction because I think it's inspiring and uplifting. Anyway, okay. So if you've ever paid attention to baseball, you'll notice they often talk about having to adjust their swing, or if you're a pitcher, adjust your throw. Now you might be, first of all, if you're in the major leagues, you're in the top of the echelon of a great hitter or a great thrower. And yet they're always dealing with making small adjustments that allow them to be even better. Pilots are always adjusting. They're always adjusting in order to be able to fly straight because they're dealing with headwinds and tailwinds and weight loads and all kinds of things. Okay. If you're someone, so I've oftentimes coached people who have, for whatever reason, lost their teeth and ended up with implants or dentures or something where they've had to adapt to having an appliance. And I tell people, hey, I worked as a dental assistant. I worked for an oral surgeon. And I tell people, listen, they're not going to be perfect when you first get them. You have to go in and get them adjusted. As things change in your mouth, as the swelling from the surgeries go down, yada, yada, you got to go in and get them adjusted. And you want to keep getting them adjusted, even though you might feel like you're bugging the dentist. No, this is for you. You want to get them adjusted until they fit well and they work well for you. So I got new glasses. These are new glasses, not new glasses. I got the first glasses I've ever had that are all the time glasses. I've had readers from probably when I was about 47. So I don't know, a lot of years, 25 years plus. I've had readers, and readers are great, right? You start and you get, I don't know, 75 magnification, 100, 125. I think I ended at like 125 magnification. But you put them on, you set them down, you put them on, you set them down. And then this year, my 75th year, I've noticed, wow, I'm not seeing as well in the distance as I used to. And I used to not have, I had 20/20 vision in the distance. I only needed readers. And still, it's not a big magnification for readers, and it's a really minor distant one. But it felt like I was tired of being places where I had to put them on to read and then take them off. And then I couldn't see as well as I wanted to. So, anyway, I went to the eye doctor, got tested, got fitted. My glasses came in, I got them. And I'm adjusting, and it's not easy. I find myself taking them off. I forget to put them on. And I have this thing where they're graduated lenses. So the lower portions for reading and the upper portions for distance. However, I'm having to learn to move my head as opposed to just my eyes. Because if I'm walking on uneven ground and I look down, I'm looking through the magnifying lens, and it looks like the ground's coming up to meet me, like I'm suddenly going up a hill. Or sometimes when I go to step down, you know how you step down and you miss a step? That's how it feels. So I feel unstable. I feel unstable walking. And I realize I need to go in and get them adjusted. I keep talking to my husband about it, who's worn glasses since he was in third grade, and he can't relate. He's like, I never have that problem. And he goes, your brain will adjust after a while. And I believe it will. But I also believe I need to have my glasses adjusted. There's something not quite right. And so I'm going to go do that next week. But I say this because we all are constantly needing to make adjustments in order to have our life and our relationships, our health work well. Okay, one more story. I raised chickens. I had 100 little baby chicks. They grew into pullets, which are young birds, and they were maybe 8 weeks old. I let them out of I went to let them out of the kind of baby area into the outdoors because they can't go outdoors until one, they can navigate their temperature, they've got feathers, and they're also big enough to not squeeze through the fence that we have. And so I opened the door to let them out, and I had this expectation, which always sets us up for disappointment. I had an expectation that they would run out and be so excited because inside, wherever there was a crack in the wall, they would go there because they're drawn to light, even though they had interior light. I open the door and they won't come out. They go to the edge of where the door is and they stop. They would stick their head out and look around, but even if I picked them up and brought them out, they would run back in. And that made me start to think about the boundaries and how we do that, how I do that, how I have these perceived boundaries. I function within a perceived area. And outside of that, where it's unfamiliar, I'm cautious. And they were cautious, maybe even afraid, worried, concerned, anxious, whatever we might be. And again, that's a place where we have to adjust, just like wearing glasses or dentures or new shoes or I don't know, skis or whatever it might be, driving a different car, driving a car that you don't have to drive anymore, that's got some kind of automatic driving device in it, or whatever it might be. What I want us to do this week is to look and see, how can we adjust? How can we make the adjustment to have our own lives, the lives of the people we live with, we love, we work with, work better, be more workable? So that's what I want us to look at, and be willing to be the squeaky wheel, be willing to request the adjustment you need or the support or help with the adjustment that you need. in order for you to be able to live a fuller life, have more love flow through you, be the person you were designed to be. Take care of yourself, whether it's your health, your wellness, whether it's rest, or whatever it is that you need that's going to support you. Okay. So that's what I want us to do this week is begin to embrace, not resist, the adjustments that are required in order for us to live at the level we were created to live. Okay. So that's the work this week. I'm excited to do that work with you. I'm in the midst of adjusting, and I am grateful that you're going to be adjusting with me. Have a beautiful, beautiful week. And I will be here next week, and I look forward to seeing you then.
In this great turning, we shall learn to lead in love.